Yeah, so I'm in the game, I'm in Sandbox, and I'm gonna be doing an Octotank guide for y'all. So, right now, I'm gonna show off the builds and then how you should play them, concepts of the builds, and also how you should get Octotank. Firstly, you should always max out your bullet damage and bullet penetration first, I would say. And then max out reload, and then slowly just, and then depending on what build you use, I guess, you do have, make in mind on what build. So if, you're using a void build, you should, max out the main damage stats first, which is reload, bullet damage, and also bullet penetration. Those three are, I would say that for Hurricane too. But for, a glass, I would say you should definitely max out a bit of movement speed, because you have to run away fast, because you don't have any health at the end, remember? And to get it, I would suggest Twin, Quad Tank, Octotank. Anyways, I'm going to show you a few builds. Starting off with the Void build, which is basically max reload, max bullet damage, and max bullet penetration with 3 movement speed and 3 bullet speed. And the rest, I'm pretty sure you put it into health. Yeah, basically health. Okay, so my recording stopped for a second, but anyways, you have to put 3 into max health and then all the rest in health regen. That is the Void build. So it's kind of like a tanky, fast attacking build, I would say. As you can see, it's pretty good for stacking too. And I would recommend this build. This build's it's good. It's kind of for camping. This build's good for camping, especially in team game modes, such as 4 TDM, tag, 2 TDM, and yeah, basically where you have teammates. This is awesome. Except for Breakout, I think. I don't think Breakout's good with this. Also, I don't think Maze is great with this at all. So, yeah, not too good. That's why I put it at number 3, but still a great build. And then I'm going to do my next build. Just wait. Alright, the next build... Actually, I changed my mind. Void build is number 2 because the next build is now number 3. Because personally, I don't think this build's great for team game modes and stuff. You really it is good for team game modes, but as Octotank, you're supposed to protect your teammates and also farm very well. Duh. But I don't think this build does exactly that, as you're kind of fragile. You can't really tank. So yeah, that's the main importance of an Octotank. This kind of doesn't really do that, but it's a classic build that everyone uses. And the build is obviously glass. Duh. Hang on. So basically what you have to do is max out bullet damage, max out reload, and then max out movement speed. And then you basically just gotta put everything else into bullet speed. This is mainly for I would say that this build is the best for octo stacking. As you can see, it's great. It's great for octo stacking, but if you just go in a circle, the bullets kind of fly fast, and there's many gaps in between you and the tanks. So yeah, it's not really an ideal build. I would say that's good. So it's not really good. I would say it's not as good as the Void, as it has much less bullet speed. Allows much more protection, more health to tank shots for your teammates, which is basically one of the most important things as an Octotank. It's very defensive and protective of your teammates. This build, it doesn't really do that. It doesn't really fit the concept of Octotank at all. And that's why I don't really think it's good. Well, you do get to do this. It's a great stacking one. How do I stack it again? Oh yeah, hang on. Yeah, it's kind of okay with the stacked up, but it's, yeah, you know, it's just not that good, especially with C plus E. Anyways, I will show you guys the next build soon. Wait a second. Guys, I think the last build is, like, the most obvious for y'all. Obviously, I'm picking my favorite one out of the bunch. Obviously. Oh, wait, no, I forgot. Max Alpha first. Yeah, gonna max it out. Obviously, I'm gonna be picking the Hurricane Octotank build. Obviously. Because it's super powerful and broken. So basically what you have to do is max out bullet damage, penetration, reload, and movement speed. And then put some into health. 2 points into max health and 3 points into body damage. And the concept is basically very defensive. You have low amounts of bullet speed, but high movement speed, allowing you to bunch up your bullets and creating a bullet shield, which is awesome, I would say. Very good for defending. And also it works against rammers very well, as you have 0 bullet speed, and the bullet wall, shield wall absolutely destroys them, along with when they ram into you, your max health and body damage upgrades really actually kill them, and that's why it's like much better than glass. Glass is kind of like if any rammer comes towards you, unless it's like a booster, or unless it's like a booster, you're basic, like, unless it's I would say if any rammer comes towards you, towards you, unless it's like a very bad ram, like casual rammers, such as like what's it called? Yes, like if it's like an Annihilator rammer, it's no, you're not gonna be doing great. Anything like you're not gonna be doing great. Like unless it's like Auto Smasher. Unless it's Auto Smasher, yeah, then I would say that you would win. But it's not Auto Smasher. Like every single other type of ramming tank absolutely destroys you. It's useless. But Hurricane does the exact, completely, ignores that fact and covers the Octotank's weaknesses, and also basically allows it to counter, almost every single tank. The only one that kind of doesn't really that kind of counters it would be more straight firing tanks. But, you might say, oh, Pentashot, or, Triplet. I've seen people say that, but just in my opinion, this tank is the strongest, so this build's the best. And when you bunch the bullet wall up, it's much harder for them to do anything. And also, as an Octotank, you don't really want to do any long range attacks. You want to be close range. And what do you want when you're close range? Very fast, shooty bullets? No. You want a bullet wall to shield you for what they can do. Exactly. Because when you have lower bullet speed, you have to get up to them also. But your bullets kind of deal more damage that way. And also at the same time, when you have more damage that way, you can surround them with bullets and they can't really go anywhere. It's basically bullet hell. Seriously. The tank, I've tried it before. It works very well. And it will always work. As you can see, it's like a tornado. It's awesome. And stacking is also kind of good. Especially, if you need to stack, but you don't always stack, because most of the time you're just going to be playing C plus E or auto spin and auto fire, depending on what device you use. I can't really do auto spin, so I kind of actually have to do the auto spin myself. As you can see. Yeah. That's the thing about this build. It's really good at defense and offense. And it's also pretty good for farming. I would say, the one thing about this is that its farming is definitely not as good as Void or Glass, because they have bullet speed, but this one's still very good at farming. But I don't think getting kills and defending your team is much more important than just farming. Unless you're that guy who only cares about score. Which I'm pretty sure is most of you. But I'm not that type of guy. I like to defend my teammates a lot. If I see my teammate that's low, I have to rush in to help them. It doesn't matter if I die. Because I'm like, if I'm a flank guard, that's like almost, that's not even like, like a ram flank guard. And then they're like a level, and they're like the leader on my, like their highest score on my team. Like, not leader yet, but like the highest in my team. And then, like, I will just rush in to block them. And this is, like, the tank that is great for that. Great for defending your teammates. That's why it's called the Hurricane. It creates a hurricane of bullets. Duh. And then I can ramp into stuff, as you can see. Ta-da. It helps me ram into stuff. While if you were like glass, it would be much more difficult to do the ramming. And also I get the bullet wall, which is awesome here. As you see. Ta-da! I'm gonna ram into the Pentagon. If I was not playing this, I would take a bit, like quite a bit more damage. So it's pretty good, I would say. And also, usually, if you were glass and you slowed down an Annihilator's bullet, you still got hit, you could have actually just straight up died. With Hurricane, that helps out a lot. And that's why I love this build so much. It's so good. And I'm not really gonna be playing for you guys because I'm kind of tired today. But I'm just doing a guide on the builds, and like, to play it, you should just protect your teammates mostly. You can also do the octo stacking, which I like, but after doing that, you can't really play auto, so you have to hold it on for a while. But it actually creates it also creates a bullet wall that's actually like more close to you, but like wider at the same time, which is pretty good. Anyways, the main counters for Octotank are probably going to be like destroyers, I think. Well, not really Annihilator or that. Like, if you're playing any other Octotank build, or, like besides Void, like that has, like any build that does not have any health upgrades, which is like the top 3 upgrades there for Octo, then you're like bullet tank. Like, I would say Annihilator and destroyers are pretty much your counter. Also, just more straight fire tanks, but as a Hurricane build main, I would say that the only tank that is from the Destroyer branch that really kind of counters you, because most of the time it's like really hard for them to go up to you. I mean, you have literal bullets flying in every single direction. Like, the only one I would say is probably Rocketeer, because it has like the most bullet penetration ever. Like, out of every single tank, this tank just has like invincible bullets. And they're also stupidly fast. It also has the fastest bullets. So, yeah. Very good. Also, I would say if you want to like play Hurricane, I would most likely suggest you to do it in specifically any game mode, I would say. People say it's better in FFA, but I don't really agree with that. Because, I mean, yeah, you need survivability in FFA. Yeah, it is good, but, like, it's also very good in other modes, such as 4TDM or 2TDM. I think mostly because they're saying this because you have teammates in those game modes, which can protect you from, like, destroyers. But, seriously, most of the time, your teammates aren't really gonna help you. Seriously, it's kind of toxic sometimes. You know what I'm talking about, like the multi-boxers. Some are just gonna be like actual trash. It's gonna happen. Like, they're just gonna run into a base drone. Trust me. Some are just not good, and then some have horrible luck. Keep getting hunted. And the leader's on your thing, like on your team, and they're like very scared to even go out. They can't even go out. Yeah, that's like why I don't really play Glass. That's why I play Hurricane. So like, because I'm mostly alone in team game modes until I spin. Like, I do the spin to like get a team for my teammates, like actually, so they can help me out and I can help them out. And then they all, like, farming is, like, I think the main problem people think about, but, like, I genuinely think the Hurricane is the best Octotank build you can have, and you just really can't beat it sometimes. And here's a special build that I'm gonna do very soon. I'll tell you. Just pause. And I'm gonna go just kill myself, and I'm gonna show you guys. Yay! Anyways, I got it. So the build is that you have to put 1 point into body damage, and then max out reload, max out bullet damage, like basically maxing out the main bullet tiers, the main bullet damaging brothers. I don't know what I'm saying. No bullet speed, and instead of maxing out movement speed, you only have 6 movement speed, and then you put the remaining 5 points into health, max health. So now what you have is like a very, very tanky version of the Octotank. Like, you have a very tanky. You run into it and you kind of take not as much damage. And it's great against rammers. And I would say it's actually like good for against like penta shots or fighters, basically. As you can see, it also has like the same properties as the Hurricane bullet wall, just like slightly slower, but still very it trades off the slowness for like much more tankiness. As you can see, I can kind of just run into things and not die. Ta-da! It's like much better. I would say this is like a good build that's not really official. So it's not as popular as the Hurricane. It's kind of like my own build. It's great against, like, bullet span tanks, too, and also, like, snipers, as you, like, the sniper, like, most tanks deal a lot of damage. Most. Totally not talking about Battleship right now. Anyways, most tanks, such as Overlord, and, some, like, trappers, they deal a lot of damage. And they can be a pain. A much pain. And some, not DPS, just straight up, like, damage from a single bullet. And then, like, some tanks deal a lot of damage. Like, most tanks. Like, for, like, Battleship, you don't have to care about that. Also, you really don't. Because Battleship, like, a single drone from Battleship is not that high damage dealing, but remember, they have 4 cannons and 2 of the cannons home, like, that you can't control. The other ones you can control. And you might be saying, why are you saying this? Because it completely destroys battleships. This build has high HP, so the low damage drones that they can control don't do anything. The ones that they don't control are probably off shooting some squares. Streamliner also can't really do anything as you have a bullet wall, and like a single bullet from Streamliner is not gonna deal like a ton of damage. If you combine Streamliner and Annihilator, you will just get chaos. Seriously, it's like a stream of this. It's a stream of Annihilator bullets, and it's too broken. But hey, I'm not saying anything about it. In fact, I think it counters like a lot of tanks. And I've seen most people say Overlord is the best tank. Controversial opinion. I don't think it's good. Like, it's good, but it's like not a top tier. Like, it's not an S tier tank in my opinion. Like, it has many weaknesses, and like sometimes you can forget to upgrade drone speed. I've seen people do it before. Like, it's not smart. The drone class is not I would say it's not as powerful. And mainly because Octotank does counter, like, it does counter the, like, drone tanks. That one time, like, unless you're, like, ambushed by one, if you're an Octotank, you're probably not gonna get killed. But, like, it's kind of like ambushes happen, but like not that often. It still is very hard, like unless you're like really not paying attention. Like me in the first .io video that I made, when I ran into the Overlord like in 2 seconds, that's not really smart. Like don't do that. Like if you see one, just start like auto fire and auto spin and run away, and then like go dip and dodge. Like you go in. And then you go back out. And then like the bullets just kind of absolutely. And also at the same time, you have 8 cannons that surround like your entire tank. And this is what happens. So like if a drone, just imagine a drone is like gonna attack me. What are they gonna do? Like that. I personally that one hit me, because I was talking. But yeah. If they surround, they can't really like attack you in a surrounding, but like because that's really hard. And when you're playing Hurricane, that's like the main counter to Overlords and drone tanks, because they can't go straight because you have a bullet wall, but they can't go around because if you just sit there, the drones are demolished, and you have faster movement speed, so use your superior movement speed to evade them. So they can't hit, like the drones, so they can't really hit you. Unless you're like trapped into a corner or something, and you have like 0 reload and like no HP, then I guess that's like the only way, one of the only ways. Or you could be playing 0 reload, no, like 6 health regen. That would be absolutely stupid. That would. And like, I don't think drone tanks are really good. I know some of y'all might hate me for this, but like they're very good. I know, but, like they're just not as good compared to some tanks, specifically because some tanks have like mechanisms that counter the drones, specifically like those. You might be asking, what? Okay, if you think you're so good, what tanks counter Overlord? Obviously, Octotank, like I said before, and I would actually argue that one of the tanks that counter it is Battleship, because remember when I said that Battleship has like 2 of those annoying side drones that home on you, and then you can kind of just like, yeah. So while you're defending with your own drones because you're like shooting so fast, you can just delete their drones quite fast too, while the 2 cannons behind can just attack the Overlord, like the actual Overlord, while they're just struggling to kill you. Also, I think another tank that kind of counters Overlords are actually rammers. Unless, like, they're holding the drones right around you, you have to, like, and it takes a bit of skill, but you have to try to maneuver around them, and it's like, it's okay. Another tank that I would say that pretty much counters it is probably Penashot, because Penashot, you can kind of just switch and flip. It's pretty insane. Fighter, too, because you can evade the drones quite quickly. I mean, you're from the Triangle branch. You can, like, evade the drones. You're the fastest tank. You're, like, the second fastest tank? Yeah. And then you can just ram and attack them with your thingy. Yeah. And if they try to attack your sides, it's not... Like, your side cannons are weaker, but your back cannons are the weakest. The side cannons can still attack. The back cannons can't really do much damage. However, the back cannons are the ones that propel you forward, so they can't really attack you from behind. They kind of have to attack you from the front. But, like, the front is the strongest cannon, and it can just flip around and run away. It's, like, really annoying for the Overlords. So, yeah, that's, like, a big counter, I would say. Also, Necromancer is a pretty good counter. Yeah, your drones might be weaker, however, you can have, like, I don't know, a whole bunch, and, like, unless the Overlord's playing, like, reload, which is probably what they're not going to be doing, you can kind of just swarm them and absolutely demolish them in the first place. So, yeah, that's very important. Anyways, I'm going to go spin around and have some fun in the sandbox. I'd probably end it here, and I will also, like, give you another... just comment down what guide on what tank you want. I'll try my best. But, like, I guess Smashers, you don't really have to have a guide. You kind of just go... Like, the entire point of a Smasher is just go max health, max movement speed, and just, like, you put the rest in health regen, just run into someone. Basically, that's the whole thing. But, I would say one last counter to that Overlord is probably like, besides rammers, I would definitely say some bullet tanks can counter it, such as Auto 5. You might be saying, what, Ryan? What do you mean Auto 5? What do you mean? You know, sometimes I just think it's very underrated. So that's why I think so. It's cannons, like the auto cannons. Like some can focus on the drones and actually like protect you, while the a few of the the other ones can literally just focus on the Overlord and demolish it. So yeah, anyways, I'm gonna end it here, guys. So have fun, goodbye. Lol.